plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never... But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is... Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates...
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the...
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cow.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the...
Oh, is that...
The roaring countdown of the crowd.
And you didn't...
No.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so...
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not...
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise.
I was right by the box.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundation... Tell me.
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that Your first priority is to prove yourself... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the good thing I made all those preparations.
Hey, Linny!
Order! First, when the thud was heard in the opera house... You were neither in... Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might have...
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your...
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived...
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Miss... In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
We based our entire not to set the
I'm I know you've clashed, but our organization...
Right now, we want to see.
That's right. I'm sure I knew if it weren't... That's why I didn't... The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything... Right. So, you met a but still...
Sorry.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear you.
Of course. We've been trying to during our from that moment on.
Is that why you needed a whole...
That's right. So, after...
That air vent was created during the
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only... That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the way back. After that...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that
That's the only way we can...
So, it was never my... But like I said...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales... If we want to refute the Hydro Archon... Huh?
Both parties have returned to their positions. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the event.
That took long at this stage. Let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. Countdown began. When the flatbed trolley he did not realize that finally he used the at this time. So Linny afterward. Linny, and there you have it. That
Does the defendant's side have any
the key to refuting Lady? Seems this won't produce. According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. Linny went to the... Linny did not...
When the countdown started, but he immediately, once he reached the crime scene, finally, he reached... Paimon did it! Paimon...
in other words, you believe
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, assuming that what...
Oh, they have a...
Well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! This means the same clue.
To think you'd use such luck. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing The deceased's name is
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
Oh!
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? No one entered or left the Opera House. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so the sound we heard may have come from a clash between the deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash. No one entered or... It would have been tough for both people to... Halsey's clothing was in the... It would have been tough for both...
What's wrong, Traveler?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why just like the trick
If only we knew.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The vase was not broken.
Paimon gets it! Lynette, if there's...
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking. Must we really? Magic tricks.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that, as such...
You've gotta be Could something ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean... Just a minute. Could that mean... You...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your
Let's go. Just...
Order! Order! Still, let us assume that these clues are guards. Mr. Linney.
Of course. If we uphold this...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. The deceased's name is... The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the... Now it seems like the hook... I remember there was... Lynette was in the magic box. Now it seems like the rope that held the water... The deceased's name is... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. The deceased's name is... The rope that held the water Lynette was in the magic... Lynette was in the magic box on... The water from the primordial... The deceased's name is... The deceased's name is... I remember there was...
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, when the balloon afterward burnt.
Huh.
That actually...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I...
Now, it seems like his notes mentioned he had an accomplice.
On that note, I shall now invite him on stage.
Thank you, Your Honor. We found...
What?
That can't be. Does this not, my dears? Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution, having made modifications that upon ultimately he not now as am I right?
We've used up all the... Is this the end of...
Oh no.
See, I think we've all... I believe this is indeed... Now then, Mike...
Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. I'll show you in a minute. What?
No offense, Miss.
Come on now, don't.
But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth and wouldn't such a... Come on, but as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait.
To be clear, I was hiding out. I was just feeling... Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't... I heard that... That's how I make a living. But I was...
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even...
Well, and he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. So I wasn't going to... There was no... I slipped out after...
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, had I known that...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to... Seems this won't produce a part... The strange sound wasn't... The flower vase was not... Lillian was a...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected, her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had hearing the commotion. He did not know that Lillian was not from mistakenly believing that the two broke the flower vase during the struggle with no way of escaping. That she would have...
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over...
At this point, all the...
so bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the... Please answer.
What, are you reading my mind now? No, I have no...
Wow, look at that!
If there are no objections, Then as the Chief Justice of the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, with some modifications to the selector, he could ensure to cover up any evidence while he also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop. He poured the water from the Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and however, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked on Lillian according to her own. As for Linny, from this while there is much in Linny and Lillian's this case at least, as such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame.
And now that you're therefore you would...
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people. It can also be made. We've been in this
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any As for why I'm that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave...
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth?
That's right. And since back when our parents to survive, I took my sister through... To my surprise, before long, an aristocrat came to me.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. But he would
That doesn't seem to...
After I waited a long... The answer he gave...
Oh no. So he was gonna...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law. I managed to fare... All I saw was...
So...
That's right. Father, I mean, the House of the Hearth, well, I was hesitant, but she was also...
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the house?
She has gained
So...
That's right. Today's case has everyone at hotel to us orphans.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a gnosis, everything is aimed at...
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as if you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will...
Bye, Linny!
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the one? And given that there's new evidence from the...
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked. Sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a fair...
Huh? Do we really need to get that...
Well, Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then. Let's have our farewell meal.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry, we haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest.
And if it's...
Well,
Yeah. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we...
Oh, true.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean... Speaking of cases, do you...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but...
If it hadn't happened right in front of us...
Right? Yet it was because this was such...
Ugh. If only that...
In such investigations, even the smallest... To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective, which is exactly why the Spina do those highfalutin... It's all right. Well, this was... Let's talk about something else. Like,
What? That's true. We didn't...
I see. I've heard that there's a long line of...
Yeah, we've heard...
Well,
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you.
well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farid...
Could you suggest something a little...
All right, here's another. I can personally testify that this one works. What...
That might work, but that...
Valid point. I overlooked that part. All right. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of...
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a... Why don't we give it a try after this meal?
Huh? Paimon.
Was... Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon would...
Is that so? If we're all finished eating...
Yeah, we're... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... Hey, Navia, what did...
Oh, nothing. So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in in any case...
See ya! People around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you here?
Vache?
Hey, why are you still walking? Huh? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Vache, are you... my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. My memories feel like they have been washed. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since? Yes, that is what I was. I do not know how I came to be like this either. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved, but now, we can no longer go back. The pain of... no! The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness. If only I could have comforted him. Is that what you... It was a state... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time. I think I hear your companion. Farewell then.
Wake up! Come on, hurry! Navi is outnumbered!
Look out!
It's a whole army of Gardemex. Chlorine?
Quick, now's our chance!
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before... I believe that following... Mr. Callus's last wish was... Do not speak of my father!
Sorry, demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid,
Sorry, Whatever. I doubt I know much more. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract... I'm sure... And what about... None of these mecha have serial number. I can only conclude that some... What? Your point... Yes. Be careful. I will continue in... Right. I suppose that's the best news we've got.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Chlorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were... Those Gardemex came out of nowhere while you were on... Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Chlorand who came out to save it.
Oh, come now. Forget it as such.
It will take 50...
If it were me, I would have joined.
All right.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger?
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon?
Yes. After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kinda salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall.
So the Fanta had been spiked with...
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk...
Spina de Ros...
Huh? Really?
I I sent people to Hotel de... That's when I figured out that you...
What?
Well, speaking of which...
Well, it can't... Oh, and this time Paimon... Does that mean...
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad...
New intel?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. Vache. Since he saw that young... But he never gave testimony, or... Yes, thank you. This is very important. Oh, you...
Well, you did. And besides, we're in this now whether...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the...
You talk too much. Well, and we also have some plans.
Don't worry, you two.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Thank you for completing... Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurous...
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respect...
Thank you, Malus. Now,
This is your base?
Your accommodations have been arranged.
To be
Your father.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. My father's name is Callus. 3 years ago.
Oh no.
I do not believe. At the time, I believed if he. But strangely, that even after being seriously injured, 3 years later, how could he protect his honor? If he's dead, the closest piece of info I have.
Ah, so
That's right. However, I must know what really happened. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact, and now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident.
wait. If Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of... People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf.
But how could... never...
There is one.
Oh. Her? Yeah. That's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move...
Miss Clorand. She knew Master Callus beforehand, and there was only a...
It's not that I don't...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that, yes, that is our...
Oh, all right. Anyway, that... thanks.
Yeah. I want speak.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you...
Paimon, huh? Nav?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of...
Paimon gets the feeling, but...
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait, so you...
How could...
guess Paimon...
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped. I suspect that those behind this have all...
Does that mean...
No. There is... And that is the archives kept by Chief If the... Oh...
So Nervalette. In that case, let's go...
No... The palais is right up ahead. Come on. I wonder when I'll...
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.